How's it going? Today I want to share something with you that I thought was kind of interesting. The other day I was going through some of my old music books and I discovered a binder that had the script for the dramatic play Shadowlands in it, and inside the binder was also the CD. This CD it's the musical score for the dramatic play that I wrote 20 years ago for it. It was put on by Highland Community College in Freeport, Illinois, back in 2001, and I was 30 years old at the time. And I haven't thought about this or even heard it since. So I thought I would maybe make a little quick video about me kind of reacting to this, because it's not every day you can go back and listen to something that you wrote so long ago and that you haven't even thought about. This was before the days of orchestral sample libraries, so I was using my Roland MT200 sequencer sound module hooked up to my Yamaha Clavinova. And so the performances weren't the most realistic sounding, but yet it was enough. It used the general MIDI sample set, so you know, it was okay for what at the time, but I'm just curious how cringeworthy this might be, not just in the musical content, but also just how the overall production is. So there's not a lot of music. It's about 20 minutes worth of music here, and I'd like to just share with you my reactions to this. So okay, so the first one is called Opening Act Melancholy Theme. I use that oboe a lot. Didn't think about if a real oboe player was playing this, how he had to take breaths. Although they can, oboes and reed players can hold their breaths. I mean, they use that back pressure anyway, so it's not like they're running completely out of breath, but they can hold things longer, say, than the flutes. But in the strings, you know, there's no, I don't know. This is going to be more probably of a critique of the technology of the time, but also the musical content. So, well, I think there's some quality thematic material that I could use. I wouldn't necessarily rewrite it or recompose it, but what I would probably do would be maybe rearrange it a little bit, maybe definitely reorchestrate it, because the entire theme doesn't have to be held just by that oboe. I can share it across different woodwind instruments, or maybe bring in the violins. I mean, there's a lot of things I can do to make it a little more varied. Yeah, so yeah, this is interesting. Honestly, I haven't heard this stuff since I was 30, so. Okay, next one's called Transitional_Theme 1. Now see, what this was, most likely this was just me improvising, just for a short little time, because it wasn't required to be, you know, thoroughly composed. I think I came up with an idea. This is more like organized improvisation, not necessarily just completely improv. But yeah, I would say a good 40-50% of this is probably improvised, just following a basic skeletal structure. What you're hearing is the Clavinova's piano with some added textural thing from the Roland MT200. I think it's called Space something. I don't know. it was really good when it was layered, so it sounds pretty good. Then I added, I believe, the reverb later using a computer, but at the time I didn't have any type of computer recording equipment outside of just recording a single track to the computer. And then they had some processors, sort of like Audacity. It was just a simple audio recording, then processing, but I didn't have multi-track. Only thing they had back then, at that time in 2001, was probably Pro Tools. I didn't have that, so. But yeah, I probably wouldn't change these piano, whenever you have the piano, because the piano pieces I think are pretty decent. So next thing is going to be Transitional Theme 1, Optimistic. Yeah, I probably would fix that. The strings just were way too synthy sounding, so. Magical Narnia Theme. Okay, there's some good musical content there. I do remember I had to play those trills the entire time because there were no trill, samples or whatever. It was all played, and that's the other thing I think that comes with the limitation of this is that I didn't have like a swell pedal or anything like that. So any volume changes on strings or other legato kind of instruments. Is all me just holding down the sustain pedal and holding it harder or pressing it harder to increase the volume. So a lot of messed up notes there, but it was good. I think I could definitely redo that one. Next one is going to be Christmas Carol music. Let's see what I did for this. Oh, yes. There's a story about that one. That particular piece of music, the theme comes from a piece of music that I had written earlier for, I believe she was 8 years old when she wrote the lyrics. She wrote this poem. It was called "This Is My Favorite Time of the Year," and her aunt hired me to take that poem and set it to music. And I did that. It was for her. It was for a Christmas present, actually. And so I thought, hey, that's Christmassy. I've already written it. I can use that theme. And this, it worked. So, all right. Okay. Next thing is transitional theme number 2. Yeah, that was completely improvised, I guarantee you. Okay, garden theme / comical. So basically a little conversation between the pizzicato strings and the harp. A lot of fat-fingered notes. That's something I may actually revisit. I kind of like that one, and I can make it sound a heck of a lot more realistic. Okay, this is Thunderclap Awkward Theme. Whatever that is. I sure love those pizzicatos, didn't I? But that particular pizzicato, you hear all those fat-fingered notes. Oh my gosh. I definitely would redo that one. This one is called Transitional Theme 3 to Joy's House. Again, a lot of fat-fingered things. I must have recorded this I do believe I was in a hurry, because that explains why some of this is kind of sloppy. But I had better standards back then. I don't know why I would have let that be, but listening to it now, I'm like, it makes me cringe. Okay, this next one is end of Act 1, Pain Theme. Same thing with the tremolo. I had to sit there and do like this on the keyboard. Now see, the problem with using the general MIDI sample set is that the oboe takes all the way from the lowest note on the piano to the highest note on the piano. So you didn't really get a really good sense of what the actual range was. Whereas the sample libraries, you can't record what they can't play. So I may have been out of range for the, I don't know if the English horn was out of range. But okay, so that was that one. This next one's opening Act 2, Melancholy 2. Melancholy Theme 2. So here we go. Nice diminished chord. A little too much reverb on this. Yeah, see, if I wanted to do any kind of crescendos or swells, I basically held down the sustain pedal and I just played a little bit louder several times and it would get louder. But I did with what I could. I did with what I had. I do like the musical content of this particular cue. I like this one a lot. There's some sloppiness to it, but it has a lot of, it has some good content that I think I could really develop a little bit better. Yeah, definitely with the mix, but I like that one. Okay, so the next one's called Transitional Theme 4, which is dissonant. I'm almost afraid to play this. Now see, I might, that, yeah, well, that one could be a little better. So this next one is the love theme, and it's very short, so it must not have been the full thing, but we'll see. Wow, I loved that oboe, didn't I? Wasn't bad. So it appears, even though this only has 20 some odd minutes of music, I think I'm going to break this up in half because I think the video would be too long otherwise. So thanks for watching part 1, and be on the lookout for part 2 coming up soon.